It's good to have you back. Now, today marks International Day of the Girl Child, and its aim today is to highlight as well as to address the needs and challenges faced by girls. Now, this year is being held under the theme, My Voice, Our Equal Future. Let's discuss this with Ananditha Philipose, a young and rather youth and gender specialist from the UN Population Fund, to talk more about what's been happening here. Ananditha, thank you for your time and good morning to you. I have to admit, I've been so concerned by the stats that I'm seeing here around the number of child marriages that we're still seeing in Africa, particularly in the east and southern part. I mean, if my research is correct, 650 million child marriages or child brides still exist within the continent, and it seems every year 12 million girls around the world add to this number. Why does this issue still keep exacerbating?
Thank you so much, Tumelo. And first of all, let me start by saying what a pleasure it is to join you today on the International Day of the Girl. So for, child marriage is any marriage below the age of 18, and it's a violation of human rights. We need to be clear about that. What is also really problematic about it is that it's linked to other issues like teenage pregnancies, gender-based violence, as well as, girls will drop out of education and schooling. So it affects the entire trajectory into the future. I work with the United Nations Population Fund, otherwise known as UNFPA, and we have a global program together with UNICEF that looks at how do we reach these young girls and prevent child marriages or assist girls who are already in child marriages. And this is a key part of the work we're doing together with other partners across the continent. You rightly said, East and Southern Africa, we're seeing huge numbers. In Mozambique, almost half the number of girls are married below the age of 18. And that is a huge figure we're working with. That's similar trends we're seeing in other countries as well. Uganda, Ethiopia, around 1 in 3 girls would be married below the age of 18. And you have to think about the potential, like what it changes in terms of their trajectory for life. We work on what we call evidence-based interventions. So we looked at what actually works when you want to reach these young girls. So UNFPA and UNICEF implement programs where we have girl-centered programming, where we reach them directly, mentorship programs, scholarships, etc. We give them subsidies to stay in school, to protect their education. We ensure that they have access to health services, including sexual and reproductive health services because of the teenage pregnancy aspect, as well as look at their social protection. So a full package of interventions for girls across East and Southern Africa.
Let's also then talk about this online event, if I may, Ananditha, that's to be held, I understand, to address some of these issues. Very high-level engagement. I know you're actually redoubling these efforts because this program has been on for years now, but you continue with the conversation and you want to redouble these efforts in making sure that this actually stops.
Thank you so much, Tumelo. Indeed, today UNFPA and UNICEF will be launching a 5th-year anniversary celebration of the global program to look at what are the results we have seen in our region in East and Southern Africa. And we have seen amazing progress, huge legislative and policy change across the region to protect young girls. We have seen prevalence drop in countries like Ethiopia, which has been also, something that we would like to say that we have attributed or contributed to, as well as lots of work directly with young girls, protecting them from getting into marriages. But as you said, it's not enough. The Sustainable Development Goals actually have a particular target on ending child marriage by 2030. And we will not reach that unless we redouble our efforts. And the reason why we are partly off track is for a multitude of reasons, but it's also been complicated by issues like COVID-19, as well as multiple humanitarian and in some cases, climatic crises we've seen across the region. So the event we're putting together, which runs from 2 to 4 o'clock South Africa time and is available to the public live streamed on our Facebook sites, will look at what are the progress and successes we have had so far. What can we learn from, and how do we build better going forward to ensure that we can accelerate our actions to end child marriage. And I just want to say to Melo that sometimes
very
people
briefly,
think
please,
this is an issue or the government, but it's actually a collective action. I'm here to urge everyone who's listening in today to take action to also change the conversation around gender stereotyping, around negative gender norms, because that is what drives issues like child marriage. That's why it continues to exist in the way it does.
So we thank you so much for speaking to us, Ananditha. Due to time, we have to leave it there. Ananditha Philipose, a youth and gender specialist from the UN Population Fund. Thank you for your time.